Hey everyone, this is another review for you guys. This is the Premier Collection, New King James Version, large print Thinline reference Bible from Thomas Nelson. Just an outstanding Bible for the money. These are brand new. This was sent to me from Thomas Nelson to do a review, and so here we go. Now these come in a box, this two-piece box. And if you've watched any of my other Premier Collection reviews, it's the same box. It's this really high strength, thick box. You can see the features on the back there. You can pause them and look at them. We're going to talk about them. And there's the ISBN and the retail. Now that retail price of $150 is incredible. That's going to change eventually. There's no way that these will, I don't think there's any way these will remain that low unless this is just a one-time production of these Premier editions, which I hope it isn't. These editions are excellent. Now, the first runs of the Omega, the Crossway Omegas, they had these tooled ribs. And Crossway eventually moved from the tooled ribs to the raised ribs, which I'd love to see Thomas Nelson do that as well. I'd love to see them go to raised ribs on the spine, but that's just a personal desire. So I want to show you guys the size reference. This is the Omega, 80th Anniversary Edition Omega, and you can see that Crossway uses the raised ribs here. And they're about the exact same size, so you can see the comparison. So if you're a fan of the 80th Anniversary Omega, as far as floppiness, they're very similar. I mean, they are very similar. Okay, so that was just to give you an idea of the size. Now, the New King James might be just a touch thicker, just a little bit thicker than that Omega, but the Omega is on 28 GSM paper, and this is on 36 GSM paper. So I really actually like the paper better on the Premier Collection. It's pretty crazy to say, but I do. All right, so you see the spine tooled ribs, and they're stamped ribs. You have the gold Holy Bible New King James Version and Thomas Nelson. The stitched perimeter on the cover. Now this goat skin, they say it's called a full grain goat skin, and it's softer to the touch. It almost feels more like a lamb skin, but it's just a really soft goat skin. And I'll bring the Omega back so you can see the difference. You can see this really graininess to this Youngblood bound Bible, as compared to it's more of a softer texture goat skin, just so you're aware of that. But the difference in price is crazy. These retail for $150, and this Bible itself, this New King James large print Thinline reference Bible, is selling on Christian Book for $85. Like that's crazy, under $100. All these Premier Collection editions are under $100 right now, so pretty crazy. The inside, you can see this one has like a couple of the Bibles have some cool little leather characteristics. I wouldn't call them imperfections, but you can see they have some character. You can tell it's real leather. That's probably a spine or a fold, where it has a little different grain on the leather, that calfskin. You have the gold goatskin leather cover stamped. Your gilt line going around the interior of the perimeter. It's edge line there. And we open it up. You have your presentation page and your two title pages, which on the other side you'll see the publication page. All right, so it says the Thinline Reference Bible, large print. So I guess it really doesn't matter how you say it. It's a large print thin line or a thin line reference large print. This has the 2K Denmark font, and it's a Chinese printing of this year, publication of this year. So pretty nice, pretty nice. I love this font. Just really enjoying reading it. I've had these for about a week or a little less than a week, and I've just enjoyed them thoroughly. So this is a double column 11-point font with the references at the bottom. Now this sounds pretty familiar. If you are a Premium Bible fan, this looks pretty familiar. This looks like a quintil, okay? So what's crazy is it looks like a quintil. I'm going to bring a quintil in. I don't have a New King James quintil, but I do have this NASB quintil, just to kind of, and they have an 11-point font, same as what this this New King James Bible is, and this is on 36 GSM paper as well, so it's a fair comparison. Now, I know they're not in the same book, but let's see, maybe I can get it to Ruth. We'll get close. So we're close. All right. We'll just say that's good right here. Let's just go back to Ezra. All right, so you can see the layout on the quintil. You have a little more spacing between the words, and there's less words per line. Now they're both an 11-point font. This is a little tighter of a text. I actually prefer this reading. I'm not a big fan of just 6 or 7 words per line, so I kind of like, this is a more fitting to my reading habits. So it's kind of crazy. I mean, it's just, the layout is very similar with the references at the bottom and your double column, layout like that. But it looks very similar to a quintil, and I'm just blown away by the quality. They're both 36 GSM, and this one's just so thin. It's just really nice. I'm really blown away by how nice. It's just unexpected how nice this was. I was not expecting the level of quality in the paper. The spine is smooth. There's no crinkling in the gutter. Now, one thing that was kind of when you make a Bible this nice, it just feels like it was the very end, the ribbons. I wish that they had used double face satin. They used single face satin ribbons. They're not the worst. I mean, there are worse ribbons to be used, but I would have loved to have seen double face satin ribbons. And but anyway. So the layout looks very similar to a quintil. Honestly, this looks more like a 10-point font, but it really reads to me just as good as an 11 with the quintil. So anyway, just wanted to kind of show you that comparison with the quintil. When we get through the text, you have, it's a black letter text. So you have just a really nice reader. I'm not a huge fan of the red letter, and I'm really thankful that they used just a black letter text in this edition because of these red highlights are kind of creating some contrast on the page color for the section headings and the titling, or the page number and the book and chapter identifiers up there. I do like, again, I like the layout with the references at the bottom. I just think it's a really cool way to do the references. So, but for $85, people, this is crazy. It's such a good deal. It's hard to, I mean, I've reviewed tons of Bibles, and this is just an incredible deal at $85. So you get done with Revelation and you come to your concordance, and it's a nicer concordance. I like this concordance layout better than the concordance from the single column reference, New King James. I think it's more compact, and I know it's meant to save space, but I do like this. I like this better, honestly. I'm not sure if there are as many word entries in this concordance. I know they're trying to save on some space, but I do like the layout, the 3-column layout. The King James Version giant print center column reference Bible is also like that with the 3 columns. I like it. And this one has a few maps on this shiny cardstock. Again, I'm not a huge fan of the shiny cardstock. I know that initially, when the Bible's brand new, these maps look better on shinier cardstock. They look gloss, you know, they're nice. They look pretty and new, but over time, the glossy cardstock has wrinkles, and writing on it creates difficulties. So over time, the Bibles with the maps on thicker cardstock with this matte or either thicker Bible paper seem to look better over time. So anyway, but it looks awesome. So here's the ISBN again on the inside of the cover. I love that they put that on all of these editions. You have your calfskin liner and the interior gilt line and the back of the cover. Very similar review as I've done with the rest of them. I just kind of wanted to show you how it, as far as the size, it's very similar to the Omega. The floppiness is very similar to the Omega. It might be just a smidge thicker, but I also want to show you how similar it was to the Quintel. So this would essentially be like a New King James Thinline Quintel. I mean, that's basically what, I know it's that's trademarked, but I'm just saying the layout. It's very similar, and this is only around 1 inch thick, so it's pretty crazy. It's really nice. But again, I think it's closer to around a 10-point font, and I think it's closer to a 10. It looks more like a 10. The more I read from the Omega a lot, and it's a 10-point font. It looks very similar to that. So I know it advertises as 11, but it reads really smoothly. So I really don't have a problem with it being said it's an 11. But anyway, just my own eyeballs. Look, it looks like it's a 10 or closer to a 10. So anyway, that's the review I have for you guys. And let me know if you have any questions, and just leave those in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications whenever I upload new reviews. And I think I've said this on most of the other reviews. I've got a ton more coming. So I look forward to doing more reviews throughout this holiday season. I know most people are looking to either buy a Bible for a loved one or you know, it's Bible buying time. So just be on the lookout for more reviews. Might see something that you like. But this is an incredible deal. This New King James Premier Collection, under $100. It's just crazy. And an incredible deal. So jump on it while they're that low. I'm telling you, because these Bibles, there's no way they can stay that low for that long. So anyway, thanks for watching. God bless.